What is happening to my child's health is the title of an informational seminar being presented tonight in the Valley. One of the presenters says the seminar will examine factors that inhibit learning, health, and normal development, how our health has been stolen. The seminar will explore the transformation of food and how industrialized foods rob your children of micronutrients necessary for their proper immune systems functioning. Joining us now to discuss the seminar is one of the two presenters, Don Wetzel. Don, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Bob. It's pleasure to be here.
Yeah, Don, some pretty serious claims are being made. What is your background?
I'm a licensed acupuncturist. I've been studying child development for many years. I'm an advanced clinical training graduate in nutrition response testing. My wife and I are 2 of 300 in the country who have been trained at that level.
Give us your premise. What is happening to my child's health?
Well, Bob, you know, we're always looking for that simple answer, and I don't want to oversimplify things. I think there's a lot that's going on. There's medical challenges, there's nutritional challenges, the lack of nutrition in our soils, etc., the lack of movement, the lack of developmental movement that our kids are having today are all factors that are preventing the children from being as healthy as they can be.
So, as we stated in the intro, is it your assertion that the kids aren't getting the proper nutrition because of industrialized agriculture? Well,
industrialized agriculture or our fascination with sugar and using it for snacks all the time. You know, for example, when you talk about the agriculture, you know, it would take 50 to 65 cans of spinach to give the iron that used to be in 1 can of spinach 40 to 50 years ago. So there's huge indications that there's lack of fundamental nutrition being supplied.
Okay, so your premise is that how would you state it simply? The basic premise of your talk.
The basic premise is I'm going to talk mostly on nutrition and how whole foods nutrition and improving the quality of our diet can improve the quality of our health.
Okay. Now, one thing about Whole Foods, at least my impression has been when you go to, well, of course, there's a store called Whole Foods. The Whole Foods you recommend tend to cost a lot more. How can people afford this? I mean, it's not like there hasn't been, at least with industrialization, food costs have come down.
Yeah, and it's another one of those tough questions. There's a lot of subsidy for many of the products that we see today and not necessarily for whole foods. Anything that we can do to, you know, reduce our sugar consumption and you know, eat real vegetables, real fruits of any kind can be quite helpful that way. There was a great line at the end of a movie, Food Inc., and it said, every dollar we spend at the food store is a vote for how we want our future to be. So it's not an easy solution to find economical ways. Raise a garden, do things that improve your health naturally as most you can.
Of course, schools are being faced with budget cuts. How in the world can they afford more expensive whole foods? I mean, we're dealing with even cutting teachers out of schools today.
It's one of those, again, my understanding Rockbridge County is doing a lot to have local growers implement foods into their menus. There was a study in Wisconsin that showed when they brought in whole foods how truancy rates, behavior problems were reduced, and academic scores improved just by changing the food that was available to them.
What simple things can people do, in your mind, to improve their children's health?
Eat real food, vegetables, fresh produce, fresh locally grown meats when you can, reduce the sugar consumption, add daily integrated intentional movements into their lives.
All right. Don Wetzel, nutritionist and acupuncturist, I want to thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me again.
The free informational seminar, What is Happening to My Child's Health, will be held tonight at 6:30 at the Stanton Public Library. And now let's